Welcome everyone, my name's Lori Veal. I'm Point of Care Coordinator for Jacobs Medical Center. If you don't want me hanging out behind you for the rest of this class, please refrain from using your cell phone. Thanks. The equipment consists of the meter, which has a barcode scanner, the test menu screen, the power button, the meter base unit, and the indicator light. Additionally, there is a carrying case, which we generally refer to as the tote. Those usually contain the strips and the controls. We never want to see the glucometer in the tote. Consumables for the AccuCheck Inform 2 include the test strips. The strips are good until the date printed on the vial. We don't require you that you relabel the strips. They're stored at room temperature. Please do not touch the gold bars at the end of the strip. Oils from your fingers can contaminate them. Additionally, please keep the vial tightly closed because humidity can get to it. In addition, you might use lancets, alcohol wipes, bleach wipes, and gauze pads. We use two levels of controls, the low and the high, and we run them every 24 hours. The exception is if you don't have patients on a daily basis, in which case you would run the controls prior to the first patient of the day. They are good from 3 months from the open date. That's not 90 days, but 3 months. So if you open a vial on 1/1/20, then the expiration date would be 4/1/20. We label the vials with the open date, the expiration date, and then you initial it. They're stored at room temperature and ordered from the warehouse. If the controls fail, check the expiration date, make sure it's still good, and then repeat it. If the controls fail a second time, take the meter down to the point of care team. Please do not just keep retrying to get the controls to come in. If they didn't come in the second time, chances are they are not going to come in. So there are limitations to the AccuCheck Inform 2 glucometers. They have not been evaluated for critically ill patients, so you do not use them on critically ill patients because erroneous results may occur. UC San Diego Health defines critically ill patients as any patient presenting the following. If you're doing a capillary stick, this would be any patient that is suffering from edema, dehydration, hypotension, PAOD, shock, or decompensated heart failure. For capillary, venous, and arterial sticks, results could be influenced by hematocrit extremes, lipemic samples, galactose, drug interferences, and IV ascorbic acid. At this point, I would play a manufacturer's video that takes approximately 8 minutes. Are there any questions so far? So once you get back to your units, you're required to read the procedure for glucose testing just like you would the procedure for anything else you do in the unit. The procedure can be found in the point of care binder, which is located at all the nursing stations. If you have any questions, just ask your supervisor where it is. And then once you read the procedure, sign the signature page. And by signing the training form that you have in front of you today, you agree to read the procedure, and you're liable for all the information contained in the procedure. Also, as soon as you get back to your units, make sure you scan your badge to make sure that you have glucometer access. So the AccuCheck Inform 2 can use several different types of samples, including finger stick capillary samples, venous samples, heel sticks, arterial blood. However, you cannot use cord blood. The only ID that you can use is the CSN number that starts with the 660, and you'll find out later why that is. When you run a test. Do the best you can to keep the meter flat so that excess blood doesn't drain down into the strip port. I know that there's going to be traumas and things along that line where you're trying to get in with 17 other people, and it's just not possible to keep it flat, but do the best you can. It takes about 5 seconds for the test, and the results are automatically uploaded to Epic. It is not possible to manually enter the results, which is why I said it was so important just to use the CSN number that starts with 660. If you use something else, it won't upload to Epic, so it's real important to use that CSN number with the 660. Now, I realize there's going to be a rare exception where you just don't have that, or you can't access the patient's armband, or and that doesn't hardly ever happens here, but just a fair warning, there's no way to manually enter these results. Then once you're through with the test, press the check mark in the lower right screen. Interpretation of results. For critical results, if the patient result is outside of the adult critical range or the neonatal critical range, the meter will display a CR low or a CR high. If this happens, repeat the test, then enter comments using the bubble icon and press the check mark to transmit. If the result is outside the analytical measurement range, that is lower than 10 or greater than 600 milligrams per deciliter, the meter will display an RR low or an RR high. If this happens, repeat the test, and if the test is still out, send a venipuncture sample to the lab. Finally, if you suspect the patient results are incorrect, that is, for example, the patient had a glucose of 150 in the morning and suddenly now their glucose is 597, which often happens when people are drawing a venipuncture sample and the patient is on TPN. Just repeat the test, possibly using a different finger or different vein for the venipuncture, and then if the result is valid, go ahead and stop. But if it's still discrepant, then send a venipuncture sample to the lab. If you do get a CR result, critical result, or an out-of-range result, the RR results, what you'll need to do is press the little bubble icon. That'll bring up the Add Comments menu, and you will see various canned comments. Pick the comments, as many as you need, to describe the situation, and then press the check mark. At this point in the class, there would be another manufacturer's video describing the maintenance of the instrument. Never allow bleach to enter the strip port, and never put a wet meter back on the docking base. Doing either one of these things can destroy the meter. Things that might happen if you don't remove all the bleach residue include corroded contacts, bleach residue buildup inside, which eventually corrodes the instrument, a corroded touch screen, so it doesn't work anymore, you can't see through it, and base contact damage. Once you've completed the maintenance of the meter, we have to record this. This is a CLIA requirement and a JCO requirement. It just shows that we are keeping the meters clean between patient contact. So you can do that one of 3 ways. We've opted to actually record it in the meter. The only other option was a paper log, and that's much more difficult. So you can do it from the main screen, from the control screen, or the patient test screen, and most of the time we do it from the main screen. To record maintenance from the main screen, you press the right arrow, and then main menu 2, you press maintenance, and from the add comment menu you press the meter clean, and then you'll see the meter clean gets highlighted, and then you press the check mark. It's all done. Additionally, you can record the maintenance right after running QC by following these steps, but most of the time we do it from the main menu. Additionally, you can record the maintenance after running a patient sample, but usually you don't have time to do that before the main menu goes back to the, or rather before the meter goes back to the main menu screen. Okay, troubleshooting. Common problems we might have include the meter not turning on or the meter won't charge. The solution to that is to press the reset button, that is the purple button, and hold it down for at least 20 seconds. If the meter comes back on and asks you to reset the date and time, you know you did it right. You do not have to reset the date and time. You'll just place the meter back on the base unit, and the word docked should be visible in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. A red battery on the screen indicates that the meter is critically low or not charging. In order for the meter to be charging, you're going to see a lightning bolt through it. If you don't see a lightning bolt, it's not charging. You can do a couple of different things to try to figure that out, like unplugging and replugging the base back in, but most of the time just give us a call and we'll come up and take care of it for you. If the meter displays a blank screen on the docking base, that means that the meter is losing charge over time. Now, some of the new meters, they do go blank. All you have to do is just touch the screen and it'll come back on. But if a power-up screen appears, please give us a call and we will take care of it. If the docking station just continually flashing red, then what needs to happen is it needs to be basically unplugged and plugged back in again. But once again, give us a call and we'll come take care of it. If the strip port is contaminated, that is, you see blood or bleach or control solution in it, stop using it immediately. The glucometer is no longer reliable if you see that. So even if it gives you a result, the result may be erroneous. Just stop using it, give us a call, or bring it down and use our loaner system to replace it. If for some reason you're locked out, that's going to be an individual thing. Just check and see if you're overdue for your recertification, or if you just finished with training, give us a call, and or if you just got a new badge, give us a call. It may have something to do with the ID on the front of your badge. I mentioned the loaner program a moment ago. If for some reason the glucometer is not working, or you have a contaminated strip port, something along that line, all you have to do is come down to the point of care office and just check out a loaner meter. So what you'll need to do is just bring the meter down and log in what is wrong with the meter. Please don't just say it's broken. Say, what happened. It won't charge, it won't turn on, I've got a error code. Just write that down, and then leave the meter there, grab yourself a loaner meter, and you're back in business. We will take care of it from there. Do I have any more questions? Great. Well, thank you everyone for participating. On the back of the training form, you will find a quiz. Please complete that and sign it. And following that, we're going to do a practical. In front of you, you should have a cup, a glucometer, and in the cup you're going to have a vial that is your patient sample, and a vial of test strips, and a barcode label which is supposed to mock your patient armband, and a gauze pad. So if you would, scan your badges and run the patient sample, and once you've completed that, you are all good to go. Thank you for participating in our glucometer training, and have a great day. Please feel free to give us a call if you have any further questions.